Overall news excellent.
On World News Tonight this Saturday, keeping control of the peace. The first NATO troops enter Kosovo by land and by air. But the Russian troops beat them to it. Now the question, what to do with the Russians? Texas Governor George W. Bush's coming out party, hitting the campaign trail in Iowa, and gone with the wind, buying a piece of one of the most famous movies ever made.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight, Saturday.
Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Vargas. Tonight, NATO peacekeeping troops are in Kosovo. NATO officials are calling it a coordinated occupation, but that is not exactly how it unfolded. At daybreak, the first NATO troops, including British, French, and American soldiers, began streaming into Kosovo from Macedonia. But hours earlier, Russian troops entered from Serbia, trumping NATO's plans to be the first wave of peacekeepers in Kosovo. We begin tonight with ABC's Bob Woodruff.
The British crossed into Kosovo at sunrise, with helicopters overhead and troops on the ground. Moving north, some tense early moments with armed members of the Kosovo Liberation Army.
Okay, but you must get out of the area.
Forward units checked for signs of the Yugoslav army, known as the VJ.
There's a VJ position over there.
To ensure that Serb soldiers would not block the British advance, American Apache helicopters flew overhead, a tactic of intimidation.
With the roads finally secured, the British brought in their heavy equipment for one final push to Pristina.
As the NATO tanks rolled in, a remarkable sight. Ethnic Albanians began to appear from the trees, cheering. This man said NATO's arrival was the greatest joy of his life. It was the first time most of these people had been out of hiding in 3 months.
During the day we were staying here, and in the night we have to hide in some other places because we were not sure that what is going to happen to us.
Approaching Pristina, the crowds got bigger and louder. Lieutenant General Michael Jackson said NATO was in the first stages of a complex operation, but pledged to provide a secure environment for all the people of Kosovo, whatever their ethnic background. While the British played conquering hero, the Americans crossed into Kosovo too. So did the French. But the Russians were already here. About 150 of them camped out at Pristina's airport. Last night, they made a stunning and unexpected entrance, rolling into Pristina after promising the U.S. and NATO that they would wait at least until today. The Serbs gave them a hero's welcome. Late today, the Russians and Serbs tried to block the British from entering the airport, but a show of force by British tanks and American Apaches ended the standoff, allowing the British to move in. Under the original plan, this was supposed to be a British-controlled area. Now it is much more complicated. Bob Woodruff, ABC News, Pristina.
The unexpected arrival of Russian troops in Kosovo has set off a round of diplomatic and political talks. ABC's Martha Raddatz is at the Pentagon.
The Pentagon was clearly surprised by Russia's actions. Even today, officials were having trouble explaining what happened.
Well, it's unclear exactly whether it was a mistake or not. It certainly was precipitous action leading to some confusion.
Confusion and embarrassment. Just yesterday, the administration was confidently telling the nation Russian troops would not enter Kosovo.
We have been absolutely assured that they're not going to do that.
I spoke to Foreign Minister Ivanov, and he assured me that they would not enter Kosovo.
The last that we heard was, I think, when Mr. Ivanov told Secretary Albright that they were just pre-positioning.
Less than 2 hours after the president made that statement last night, the Russians rolled into Kosovo, leaving U.S. officials today desperately looking for a silver lining in the Russian troop movements.
They painted KFOR on the vehicles as they came in. That's a very positive sign that they want to be a part of KFOR in terms of enforcing this peace.
Tonight, another 100 Russian soldiers are heading from Bosnia into Kosovo to resupply the troops already there.
What the Russians really want is to control their own sector in the northeast, where there is a heavy concentration of Serbs. And tonight in Pristina, they are still holding out against NATO control.
They'll simply exist in that area while we continue to work out the details, the final disposition of their forces.
In Chicago today, President Clinton said the U.S. will continue to work with the Russians to end the standoff. The president himself has scheduled a call tomorrow with Russian President Boris Yeltsin. Martha Raddatz, ABC News at the Pentagon.
This is Gillian Finley in Moscow. His foreign minister may have been calling it a mistake, but as he met with his inner circle today, Boris Yeltsin was looking anything but upset. Russia's president did authorize Russian troops to move into Kosovo, a deputy acknowledged, but he left the timing to the military. The general who led the soldiers in must have done something right. Today, he was reportedly promoted by Mr. Yeltsin, earning another star. The pictures of Russian soldiers being greeted as heroes in Kosovo were a welcome antidote to this country's frustration. Despite its diplomatic role in ending the crisis, Russia has increasingly felt sidelined by the West. Its peacekeepers, it was told, would be under NATO command. Unlike other countries, it seemed, it would not have a sector of Kosovo under its own control. And so, Russia made its move.
I think we're talking about acting out of frustration, out of humiliation. What moved whoever took this decision in Russia was wounded pride.
But it did get everyone's attention. Talks between American and Russian officials that had been going on for days here took on a new urgency. And in Kosovo, the head of the newly arrived British forces, General Michael Jackson, announced he was determined to work with the Russians. In the end, this could prove a propaganda coup for Russia. Tonight, his troops are in Pristina. Their role is being negotiated more seriously than ever, and no one knows what to expect from Moscow next. Gillian Finley, ABC News, Moscow.
The NATO troops that just entered Kosovo today are just a fraction of the nearly 50,000 troops NATO plans to deploy there. U.S. soldiers make up only a small part of the first wave of peacekeepers, but as ABC's Mike Lee reports, Americans will soon play a much larger role.
There goes the British military, thousands of troops crossing into Kosovo. But the U.S. Army sent only an advanced team of less than 100 soldiers today. The U.S. Marines, traditionally in the forefront, were also on the move, but they were not entering Kosovo. Instead, the 2,000-strong 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit was training at a base camp in neighboring Macedonia, among other things, making sure its heavy artillery can be set up within seconds. If you're late, you're in trouble.
As far as keeping the peace goes, this really doesn't have much of a use. It's just a matter of, in case somebody changes his mind, we have to be able to protect ourselves.
As they were standing by on the sidelines while other forces were making history today, the Marines here seemed to be philosophical.
In a way, it's like that, up and down, stand by here, stand by there. We will get our chance.
U.S. officials say the Marines were never supposed to be the first peacekeepers in the Kosovo, that European forces are leading the way because one of their jobs is to clear the Serb landmines along the main access roads to eastern Kosovo, where, in the next few days, these American troops are expected to take control. In the meantime, they're being briefed on what could lie ahead.
Danger areas, ambushes.
So they stay alert, patrolling the countryside, taking cover. Mentally, they've already arrived. Mike Lee, ABC News, with the U.S. Marines near the Kosovo border.
Still ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday, George W. Bush finally says the words many have been waiting for. An American movie classic goes up on the auction block. And gathering the images of man's inhumanity to man.
This is World News Tonight, Saturday. Brought to you by Nicorette Gum.
Nicorette isn't casual gum. It has a purpose. It helps you stop smoking. And you don't chew it like regular gum. You bite it until it tingles, and then you hold it between your cheek and your gum. And the tingling lets you know you're getting the nicotine you need to help fight your craving. And as your cravings get fewer and fewer, you use less and less Nicorette until you use none. And none is a wonderful number.
Now Nicorette is available in mint. What a refreshing choice. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
New Celebrex is here. Ask your doctor or pharmacist and call 1-888-4-CELEBREX for free information. Are you ready to discover new Celebrex?
It's party time. Hot tubs everywhere will be overflowing. Make sure your deck can take the heat with Thompson's Wood Protector. For rain, sun, mildew, it's the most powerful Thompson's yet. Thompson's Wood Protector. It never takes a day off.
Sign here? Sorry, I only have a minute. In so many ways, in so many places, it keeps 1 million disasters a day from happening. It's like having a life insurance policy you never knew you had. Gotta go. It's plastics. There's my good girl. Plastics make it possible.
Kosovo was about the size of Connecticut, but today it took NATO troops 11 hours to reach the city of Pristina after crossing the border. Hundreds of thousands of refugees are waiting to make the same journey. But as ABC's Tom Foreman reports, getting home won't be easy.
The remains of a NATO transport plane which crashed during takeoff just short of a refugee camp. No one was killed, the cause is unknown, but it underscores how the situation here remains dangerous.
I think that's absolutely correct. You know, we're just at the beginning of something new, but the situation inside Kosovo is still, largely speaking, an unknown quantity.
Part of the danger lies with the ethnic Albanian rebels, the Kosovo Liberation Army. This was one of their strongholds, and although NATO expects them to give up their weapons, it is not certain they will or what their intentions are.
Stay to the left-hand side.
Another danger, unexploded bombs, landmines, and booby traps. NATO troops are trying to clear them away, but that will take months. So humanitarian aid workers are putting up posters to warn children, adults, everyone.
Things which may look innocuous totally on the street, it may look like just a little shiny piece of metal, may actually be something that is very, very dangerous.
Still, many of these refugees are clearly poised to move back across the border as soon as they can, whether or not NATO says it is safe. I know the way. My house is not far, this man says. Like so many others, they have heard of the dangers and they will brave them anyway to reach their homes on the other side of the mountains. Tom Foreman, ABC News, Kukis, Albania.
In Poland, Pope John Paul II is nursing a cut on his head. The Pope fell this morning before a full day of events. The Vatican says there are no neurological repercussions, but the Pope needed 3 stitches. No word on the cause of the fall, but it is known that the Pope has a form of Parkinson's, which can cause problems with balance. Talks today between India and Pakistan have failed to end tensions between the two countries. India vowed to continue air and ground attacks until guerrilla troops are driven out of the Kashmir province. The fighting is at its worst in 28 years. Still ahead, setbacks for the religious right.
I've loved investing all of my life. It allows me to think about all the new creative things going on around me. I come across companies with great new ideas. So what do? I jump onto Schwab.com and I can get all kinds of information. I can get earnings projections. I can get what the company's done in the past. I can get their balance sheet, something about their management. I think the internet is sort of the final empowerment of the individual. It allows me to have a complete, comprehensive amount of information to allow me to make a very informed decision. If you're going to be a sage investor, a thoughtful investor, someone who really knows, you can draw down this information when you want it, in the form that you want it, the customization you want it, as fast as you want it or as slow as you want it. It's about freedom. Now you're in control.
I know a place.
Americans love scenery. We can't get enough of it. We don't care how far it is. We want to see it all. Good thing there's Chevy Malibu, a car designed to take us anywhere and back. It'll actually go up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. That's a lot of vacations and a lot of souvenirs. So take the long way home. It's the car you knew America could build. Malibu, genuine Chevrolet.
I'll take you there. Do you dare to be there everywhere? Can you expose your toes? Or do you hide them because of embarrassing nail fungus that turns nails' colors, makes them thick or brittle? Well, now you can discover how it's possible to get healthier, more beautiful nails back. By calling this number, you'll receive a free video and learn about effective oral treatments your doctor has. This year, learn how to lose those shoes and love it. Then dare to be bare, because fungus-free nails are a bare necessity.
On 2020 Sunday, is this a holy chosen child? Did his parents starve him, kidnap him? A bizarre story of faith on 2020 Sunday.
A giant step toward 2000 by Texas Governor George W. Bush today. The son of a president who wants to become a president was in politically powerful Iowa, and ABC's Dean Reynolds was with him.
It looked like a campaign.
Give it my best shot.
It sounded like a campaign. And today, George W. Bush made it crystal clear it is a campaign.
I'm running for President of the United States. There's no turning back, and I intend to be the next President of the United States.
The son of the former president blasted the Clinton administration for tarnishing American ideals and putting the nation through what he called a season of cynicism.
I've learned to lead. I do not run polls to tell me what to think.
Bush is banking on his call for compassionate conservatism to play well here in the Corn Belt and in other contests next year.
This guy's for real. I like the way he talks.
He's calling for responsibility, and I think this is what's been missing in society over the past number of years.
We're going to win.
The campaign, called Great Expectations by the governor's staff, is being watched by hundreds of journalists this weekend, with presidential-sized motorcades that the other candidates can only envy. His appearance even drew a leading Democratic Party official, not often seen at Republican rallies.
He talks about being a compassionate conservative. That's a contrived cop-out.
The Democrats are hoping for something, anything, to slow Bush down. The governor sounds ready.
And it's a huge step, and I know it's a huge step, but I'm just going to give it my best shot.
For the most part, it was a successful first day on the stump for Bush, befitting his position as frontrunner in the Republican Party race. But now, as a candidate, he occupies a perilous place in American politics. He is riding so high, he has almost nowhere to go but down. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Tomorrow and This Week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts, an interview with George W. Bush. Governor Bush and his rivals will be going for the votes of religious conservatives in Iowa's caucuses next year. In 1996, the Christian Coalition helped Pat Buchanan nearly score an upset in Iowa. But a lot has changed since then, as ABC's John Cochran reports.
As Republican candidates who are not named Bush also gather in Iowa, many conservatives believe the strength of the Christian Coalition is waning.
You're seeing the tail end of the religious right comet. It's gone overhead. The movement, in my opinion, is dying out.
The coalition has suffered a series of reverses, the latest from the Internal Revenue Service. The IRS denied tax-exempt status to the coalition because of its political activities, which include distributing voting guides to churches. Now, fearing they could lose their tax-exempt status, churches may refuse to accept the guides.
It's going to make it very difficult in their efforts to engage in partisan political activity.
TV evangelist Pat Robertson founded the coalition and now is reorganizing it in an attempt to get around the IRS ruling.
They somehow don't want Christians to be informed about the issues, but we're going to do it whether they like it or not.
The coalition has other problems. 2 years ago, it lost its highly regarded political director, Ralph Reed. Robertson now tells ABC News Reed was a poor administrator. Other top officials have also either quit, been forced out, or demoted.
We're putting in a new team that perhaps has a little bit more drive than some of the ones that were in there before, drive and expertise. That's what I'm hoping anyhow.
But Robertson's personal problems complicate the task of restoring the coalition's influence. This month, he was forced to sever his business ties with 2 British firms after he called Scotland a dark country in danger of being overrun by homosexuals.
Robertson's image has deteriorated. The Christian Coalition as a political force has deteriorated. The overall environment for them is just not very good.
Another factor limiting the influence of religious conservatives is that they have not banded behind any one candidate. It's still early, but if they're going to be a force in the presidential election, religious conservatives will have to overcome their divisions and their apathy. John Cochran, ABC News, Washington.
The first storm of the Atlantic hurricane season is swirling southeast of Bermuda. Tropical storm Arlene has 40-mile-per-hour winds. Forecasters say the storm may gain strength over the next 24 hours, but for now, she is no threat to land. Coming up, a walk down movie memorabilia lane with Scarlett and Rhett.
Courage, something shared by countless Americans. Those who risked their lives. Those who battled serious illness. When I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I was primarily concerned with ridding myself of the cancer. But secondly, I was concerned about possible post-operative side effects like erectile dysfunction, ED, often called impotence. You know, it's a little embarrassing to talk about ED, but it's so important to millions of men and their partners that I decided to talk about it publicly. And after all, it can be associated with many conditions, including prostate surgery, high blood pressure, diabetes, or even smoking. And the point I want to make is there are many treatments available for ED, so my advice is get a medical checkup. It's the best way to get educated about ED and what can be done to treat it. It may take a little courage, but I've always found that everything worthwhile does.
You still there, Hank? Yeah, kid. They sprayed us good, huh? Yeah, good. Well, I never thought we'd get sprayed in the garden. But we'll be okay, huh? I mean, we've been sprayed before, huh, Hank? Sure, kid. But I gotta tell you, my roots hurt real bad. Hank, whoever did this is gonna pay. Hank, they're gonna pay big. Hank?
Roundup kills weeds where others can't. Roundup, no root, no weed, no problem.
It's surprising who's drinking Ensure. Healthy people. Staying healthy means eating right. But when you can't eat nutritious foods like these, drink Ensure. With essential vitamins and minerals you find in vegetables, calcium like in milk, and protein like in fish, Ensure's a source of complete balanced nutrition. Helps you stay active and energetic. Drink Ensure. And drink to your health. And now there's Ensure High Calcium, with calcium and other key nutrients to help build strong bones.
In New York, movie history went on the auction block today for a record price. In 1939, Gone with the Wind beat out The Wizard of Oz to take the Oscar for Best Picture. Today at Sotheby's Auction House in Manhattan, David O. Selznick's slightly battered Oscar was sold by phone to singer Michael Jackson for more than $1.5 million. Vivian Lee's dress sold for more than $90,000 to a Brazilian woman who says she plans to wear it. And remember that famous line?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
The original shooting script shows how it might have sounded. There were two other versions of the line in case the censors disallowed the word damn. My, how times have changed. That script sold today for $46,000. In Le Mans, France, at the world's most famous endurance motor race, an amazing crash. Peter Dumbreck's car, going 180 miles per hour, lifted off the track, flew through the air, flipping 5 times before crashing into surrounding trees. Miraculously, Dumbreck escaped unhurt. Still ahead, from a Hollywood soundstage to the world stage, gathering visual evidence of war crimes.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through.
Have you seen Transitions lenses lately? Indoors, the changing tint is clearer. Outdoors, they're the darkest Transitions lenses ever. For all-day comfort and convenience, Transitions lenses, right in any light.
I'll be seeing you.
Visit our website or call 1-877-4-TRANSITIONS.
2 words, hot stock, perfect for us.
You get a sexy portfolio that'll make you rich. Me, a small commission.
Trust me, I'm only here to make you money.
Before you go here. Whether you're tracking your own stocks or the market at go.com, you're in charge.
New Celebrex is here.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist and call 1-888-4-Celebrex for free information. Are you ready to discover new Celebrex?
Boogie woogie, rumbling round, creamy, dreamy, rumbling round. It's got yogurt, blended right in with the creamy taste of butter. You'll try again.
The goodness of yogurt, the creamy taste of butter with half the fat and calories. Must be Rumbling Brown.
This is the sale of the century. Nobody works the numbers like me. Honest, Bob. Tax license, wheels not included. Heck, nothing's included. Come on down and spend your hard-earned cash today.
Before you go here, go here. Whether you're comparing prices or options, at Go.com, you're in the driver's seat.
Once you watch,
I have a motion.
you're hooked.
The motion is denied.
Hey! Can you at least read it? This stinks!
The Practice, ABC Sunday, 10/9 Central.
Today, the FBI announced teams of investigators are heading to Kosovo to help gather evidence in war crimes. In Hollywood, a former actress, best known for her role in The Virginian 3 decades ago, has spent years capturing the images of such human rights abuses all over the world. Tonight, Pippa Scott's point of view.
Almost always now, somebody has a camera somewhere. Doesn't matter if it's a still camera or a little video camera, but somebody has documented something somewhere. And we want that stuff. We have seen that footage, and it's the footage of Mladic giving the orders. When he gives the orders about you'll all be safe and all of that, that was not Petrovic. The International Monitor Institute is a center of archives that deal with conflict, but visually. This is the place in which the imagery about those conflicts is collected. We are looking at conflicts in Asia, in Europe, in the Middle East. Right now we are up to our ears in a flood of material coming in on Kosovo.
Each of those tapes has 6 to 8 hours on them. And so we've been going through them to determine.
We've been tracking the dissolution of the former Yugoslavia since 1993. On the Balkan archives, we have about 4,000 hours. Other archives are smaller because they weren't covered as deeply. Rwanda, for example. We are very much colleagues with the War Crimes Tribunal in the sense that what we are is an enormous vacuum cleaner, if you will, of material that gets broken down in ways in which they can use it. And they're growing increasingly effective. They now have 35 indicted criminals in prison there in The Hague. And believe me, after this, more to come, I think.
I told him of some German sources that he wasn't aware of for footage, and so he was quite happy.
Ironically, I'm the child of a writer. My father wrote most of the Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire movies, so I'm a movie brat. I've been involved in the movie world all my life. What that's taught me was how important imagery is. I knew that powerful imagery galvanized the world. Archiving this material, being a witness to history, being a visual conscience, it's the only thing I know how to do at the moment to try and get this bloodshed stopped. We have to find a way to say to these tyrants, you can't do this anymore. You can't get away with this anymore, and the world is watching.
Founder of the International Monitor Institute, Pippa Scott. We're interested in hearing your comments about this story or anything else, so you can email us at weekend@abcnews.com. I'm Elizabeth Vargas. Good night.
David and Jillian are the perfect couple with the perfect marriage. There's just one flaw. She's been dead for 2 years.
Does Jillian appear to you out there